Hey, I'm Larry Yeager from Yeager Cycle, and I wanted to come to you today on cam chain tensioners that Harley Davidson used on the 1999 to 2006 model motorcycles. If you think about it, Harley produced 200,000 motorcycles for nearly 10 years with this setup. So there's a lot of them in circulation, and we're starting to see more of them come in with wore out tensioners, because as the bikes get older, they get more miles, and we're starting to see more of that. So there's a lot of information out there on the internet about this. I think some of it I think some of it they're hammering on Harley a little bit, because I think it's a very sound system. It's good for a lot of miles, but you do need to check it and maintain it. These are what we have found. Basically, they're good for about 40,000 miles is where you need to look at them. We've seen them wore out at 30. We've seen them go 60. So there's quite a range. If we trade for a vehicle and it's got 40,000 miles on it, we typically take a look at them and just make sure they're not wore out. If it's got 30,000, I don't worry about it. We go on. So I think in most cases, if you got a bike that's around 40 or above and it's never been checked, I'd highly recommend checking it. The three models it affects are Dynas, Softails, Touring, are the three models. Sportsters was a totally different setup. Now, in 2007, Harley come out with a new setup that's hydraulically tensioned. And it's proved to be much better. Mileage is much better. There's really no service interval that we have found. We've had very few problems. They seem to really be chugging along and doing really well. So, and Harley, one good thing is they produced a system that we can retro back to the 99 to 06 models from the 07 and later hydraulic system. And this is kind of a setup here to kind of show you. Some of you maybe have never seen what we're talking about when we're talking about cam chain tensioners. This is a real good example. This is a vehicle that we just took apart, and it's got some issues. So what we have here is we got the two camshafts. We got a little bitty short chain with a spring tensioned tensioner that's putting a severe amount of pressure on that tensioner to keep that chain tight. And basically that shoe wears out. You can kind of sort of see it right there. It's already wore through. A real good thing to show you is the front one. So the front one also has a chain. This is a tensioner, and this one had wore all the way down to the pin. The shoe fell off, and quite honestly, this was a catastrophic failure on this one because he let it go so far. It's going to have major repairs. This is a tensioner that's got some wear. You can kind of see it right there. It's got a little bit of groove in it. It's still pretty good shape. But that's kind of how the 99 to 06 stock system works. Now, the hydraulic kit that will retro back is this setup right here. It's a hydraulic tensioner. Hydraulic meaning it's pushed by oil pressure from the engine. It comes with a new cam plate, and it's a pretty orange, so it's good looking even though you can't see it. It also comes with a new oil pump. And the oil pump has a stronger scavenge rate, which means that it will pull a higher rate of oil out of the engine than what the oil pump does. So you'll have less buildup of oil capacity in the crankcase, and that in turn is a little better performance and a little bit better, a little less oil coming out of your air cleaner down dripping on the motor, which has kind of been a problem Harley's had for a number of years. This is a really good setup. It's easy to put in. It's not too bad. This kit is $509. It comes with basically all the components you need, and I would highly recommend it. It's a very good setup. If you got any more questions, just message us here or call us at 660-826-2925. Give us a shout. See you.